Right, let's not beat around the bush. You've seen the property shows where a couple from London buys a quaint cottage for the price of a small island. This isn't that video. Today, we're looking at the bits of Britain the postcards forgot, where the local charm is a burnt-out Corsa and you can buy a house for the price of a 2022 MacBook Pro. We're talking £50,000 homes and living conditions that make a Bear Grylls survival course look like a spa day. We're diving into the forgotten UK to see why these places are being compared to the developing world. Is it the crime, the crumbling infrastructure, or the total economic abandonment? Stick around because some of these will genuinely shock you. Before we dive into the gloom, do us a massive favor. Hit that like button and subscribe. It's free, unlike the council tax in these places, which is ironically astronomical. Ready? Let's go. Number 10, Jaywick Sands, Essex. We start in Jaywick. If you look at it on a map, it's a seaside resort. In reality, it's been officially ranked as the most deprived area in England multiple times. Originally built in the 1930s as holiday chalets for Londoners, these homes are essentially glorified sheds on stilts. As of 2026, you can still find detached properties here for £50,000. The visual here is DIY disaster. Imagine a street where every house is made of different materials: corrugated iron, rotting timber, and plastic sheeting. The air smells of salt and stagnant water because the drainage is non-existent. Demographically, Jaywick is 95% white British, a snapshot of the left-behind coastal class. Because the streets aren't adopted by the council, the roads look like a cratered battlefield. Locals have to navigate potholes the size of hot tubs. 62% of the working-age population is on benefits. And the third-world comparison comes from the fact that in winter, many residents lack basic central heating, huddling around electric bar fires in homes with zero insulation. It's a place where the tide coming in is the only thing that gets cleaned. Number 9, Blackpool, Central Wards, Lancashire. Blackpool, the land of donkeys, rock, and the highest concentration of HMOs, houses of multiple occupation, in the solar system. While the tourists are eating overpriced chips on the Golden Mile, just 2 streets back you'll find a labyrinth of Victorian terraces where the windows are boarded up with plywood that's seen more rain than a tropical rainforest. In 2026, Blackpool remains the most deprived local authority in England. The central wards are a revolving door of humanity. People arrive with a suitcase and leave 6 months later, giving it a transient, unrooted feel. The racial makeup is mostly white British, but there's been a 20% surge in Eastern European migrants who provide the backbone of the low-wage tourism industry. The living condition here is defined by damp. You can smell the mildew from the pavement. Men here live 15 years less than those in the south. With a crime rate of 154 offences per 1,000 people, the illuminations you're most likely to see are the blue flashing lights of an ambulance outside a bedsit. Number 8, Middlesbrough, North Ormsby, North Yorkshire. Welcome to Borough. If Jaywick is a shed, Middlesbrough is the industrial furnace that forgot to turn off. In North Ormsby, you can buy a 3-bed terrace for £45,000. The aesthetic here is industrial Gothic. Think grey skies, red bricks, and the looming silhouette of chemical plants on the horizon. This area has seen a massive demographic shift. While the wider city is 88% white British, North Ormsby has become a primary location for asylum seeker dispersal. You'll hear a dozen different languages on a single street corner, but the common language is poverty. The infrastructure is screaming. The local parks are often carpeted in litter snow, white plastic bags, and discarded flyers. The crime rate is the worst in North Yorkshire, and the re-offending rate is nearly 40%. It's a place where the local shop is usually a heavily shuttered-off license selling high-strength cider to people who haven't had a job since the steelworks closed in 2015. Number 7, Burnley, Bankhall, Lancashire. Burnley. Because you only have 50 grand. In the Bankhall ward, house prices average around £55,000. The streets are a rigid grid of red brick terraces that feel claustrophobic. The color of the area is sooty crimson. The brickwork is stained by decades of coal smoke that never quite washed away. Demographically, it's a town of parallel lives. You have the traditional white working class and a large British Pakistani community living in the same postcodes but in totally different social circles. This lack of integration is often cited in government reports as a barrier to social mobility. Over 50% of children here live in poverty. Walking through Bank Hall, you'll notice the for sale signs aren't new. They're faded and peeling because nobody is buying. The third world vibe comes from the food bank chic. Queues outside community centres are a daily sight. And the local economy is almost entirely cash-based and informal. Number 6. Hartlepool, Victoria Ward, County Durham. Hartlepool is 96% white British and 100% fed up. In the Victoria Ward, £50,000 gets you a house that likely hasn't been decorated since Margaret Thatcher was in office. The visual vibe is faded grandeur. You can see where the town used to be wealthy from the ornate stonework on the crumbling civic buildings, now covered in pigeon droppings and graffiti. The third world comparison here is purely health-based. The rates of long-term sickness and disability are among the highest in Europe. The air smells of fish and industrial exhaust. There is a total lack of green space. If you want to see a tree, you'll have to check Google Images, because the Victoria Ward is a desert of concrete and tarmac. Immigration is low, but the brain drain is high. Anyone with a degree or a trade flees as soon as they can, leaving behind a population that feels physically and economically trapped by the North Sea. Number 5. Grimsby, East Marsh, Lincolnshire. Grim Spy. The name is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. East Marsh is a place where £45,000 buys you a terrace with character. If by character you mean rising damp and a history of police raids. The population is mostly white British, but there's a growing community of Indian and Filipino healthcare workers who are the only thing keeping the local hospital upright. The streets here are narrow and shadowed. You'll see fly-tipping art, piles of old mattresses and broken fridges left on street corners for weeks. The third world parallel is the fuel poverty. In 2026, it's estimated that 1 in 3 households here cannot afford to turn the heating on in winter. The visual of East Marsh is one of managed decline. It's a maritime town where the only thing drifting is the rubbish. Fact you didn't know, Grimsby used to be the richest fishing port on Earth. Now, the most common catch is a fine for antisocial behaviour. Number 4. Rhondda Sign on Taff, Tylerstown, Wales. We're heading to the Welsh Valleys. Tylerstown is famous for 2 things: stunning mountain views and houses that cost less than a second-hand Ford Focus. You can buy a terrace for £45,000, but you'll be living in a town that feels like a time capsule from 1984. The racial makeup is 97% white Welsh. The third world comparison isn't about crime, it's about infrastructure isolation. If you don't own a car, you are effectively cut off from the world. The buses are mythic creatures. Everyone's heard of them, but nobody's seen one. The shops on the high street are almost exclusively vapes, charity shops, and boarded up windows. The living condition is defined by the geography. The valley walls trap the clouds, so it's permanently damp. The unemployment rate is staggering, and the disability rate is nearly double the national average due to the legacy of the mines. It's a place where the past is the only thing with any value. Number 3. Stoke-on-Trent, Tunstall, Staffordshire. The Potteries. Tunstall is a visual feast of derelict bottle kilns and cracked pavements. Houses go for £48,000. This ward is a microcosm of the New Britain, a 31% Asian British population mixed with traditional pottery workers and Eastern European arrivals. The third world parallel here is the monkey dust epidemic. This cheap synthetic drug has ravaged the community, leading to scenes on the street that look like a low-budget zombie movie. The living condition involves the highest fuel poverty rates in the country. People are literally burning furniture to stay warm in homes that have single-pane glass and crumbling masonry. The air is brick dust orange. It gets into your clothes, your hair, and your lungs. It's a place where vintage means the plumbing hasn't worked since the 70s. Number 2, Birkenhead, Bidston, Merseyside. Just across the water from the shiny, regenerated Liverpool is Birkenhead. Bidston is an area where the index of multiple deprivation goes into the red and stays there. Houses go for £50,000. Demographically, it's extremely local. High numbers of people who were born, raised, and will likely die within a 3-mile radius. The visual vibe is concrete jungle. There's a total absence of beauty. Even the weeds seem to struggle to grow through the oily soil. The crime is organized. Gangs of youths on scrambler bikes are the local soundtrack. The third world comparison comes from the economic inactivity. Over 40% of the population isn't even looking for work because there simply isn't any. It's a town that feels like it's waiting for a ship to come in, but the port closed decades ago. The colour of Bidston is rust and rain. Number 1, Bradford, Manningham, West Yorkshire. And the winner, or loser, is Manningham in Bradford. This is the poster child for urban decay. You can buy a house for £50,000, but you'll be living in an area with the highest crime severity score in the region. Manningham is a demographic outlier, only 20% white British, with a massive South Asian, predominantly Pakistani majority. The third world comparison is literal here. The overcrowding is immense. You'll find Victorian terraces designed for a family of 4, housing 12 people across 3 generations. The environmental deprivation is the worst on our list. Literally 0 trees, just concrete, litter, and the constant hum of budget exhausts. The air smells of turmeric, diesel fumes, and burnt rubber. It's a place of self-segregation where the shops, signs, and sounds are entirely disconnected from the rest of the UK. It's a town that has all the infrastructure of a major city, but the soul of a place that's been forgotten by time. So, there you have it. 10 places where 50 grand gets you a front door, but not necessarily a floor. Britain is a land of contrasts. Some people have wine cellars, others have damp that grows its own vintage. These towns aren't just cheap. They are the front lines of a social and economic crisis that the glossy brochures don't want you to see. Which of these shocked you the most? Would you ever consider living in one for the bargain price? Let me know in the comments. And seriously, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me buy a house somewhere that isn't on this list. See you in the next one.